Two sisters were at a dinner party when the conversation turned to upbringing. The elder sister started to say that her parents had been very strict and that she had been rather frightened of them. Her sister, younger by 2 years, interrupted in amazement. What are you talking about? She said, our parents were very lenient.
First discovered in 2007, fast radio bursts continue to defy explanation. These cosmic chirps last a thousandth of a second. The characteristics of the radio pulses suggested that they came from galaxies billions of light years away. However, new works point to a much closer, origin flaring star within our own galaxy. Botswana is experiencing one of the most severe HIV/AIDS epidemics in the world. The national HIV prevalence rate among adults ages 15 to 49 is 24.8%, which is the third highest in the world behind Lesotho and Swaziland. HIV/AIDS threatens the many developmental gains Botswana has achieved since its independence in 1966.
Tourism is a challenging sector on which divides statistics since businesses serving tourists also service local people. Therefore, it is not straightforward to estimate how many business sectors, revenue, and how many jobs are due to tourist expenditures. Such an agreement would include recognition that the world must aim as soon as possible to hold global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, a long term low carbon future, 5-year updated action plans that recognize the developing climate reality, and aid to those countries that did little to cause climate change but are most at risk from it. Fence, humanly erected barrier between two divisions of land used to mark a legal or another boundary, to keep animals or people in or out, and sometimes as an ornament. In newly settled lands, fences are usually made of materials at hand, for example, stone, earth, or wood. Perhaps the most measurable benefit of the program has been the opportunity to meet in small groups, something that is difficult to arrange such a desperate organization. Many officers would have to work together for 30 years but would not know other strength and weakness. Ever since I remember, father woke up early, made breakfast for us all and read newspaper. After that he would go to work. He worked as a writer. It was a long time before I realized he did this for a living.
Teenage girls are continuing to outperform boys in English, while the gender gap in achievements in math and science has almost disappeared. The figures show that last year 80% of 14-year-old girls reached at least the expected level 5 in English, compared with 65% of boys. But in math, the girls are just 1% ahead of boys, while in science, the difference is 2%. It isn't rare for private equity houses to hire grades fresh out of business school, he said. But 9 times out of 10, the students who nab these jobs are the ones who had private equity experience under their belt before even starting their MBA program. You used to think that being green was a luxury for your company, but climate change has made you realize that you can no longer ignore it. The buzz is about becoming carbon neutral, but where do you start? Consider your drivers. Do you want to become carbon neutral for marketing reasons, for financial reasons, or just to save the planet? In the Middle Ages, the design and use of flags were considered a means of identifying social status. Flags were, therefore, the symbols not of nations but of the nobility. The design of each flag resembled the devices on the noble's coat of arms, and the size of the flags was an indication of how high the owner stood in the nobility. Tasmania is a large and relatively sparsely populated island off the south coast of Australia. The island is of particular interest to natural scientists who go there to research the unique wildlife. Tasmania has, for example, 12 species of bird that are not found anywhere else in the world. Another administration option is to bake marijuana at a relatively low temperature to kill any dangerous microorganisms and then allow that patient to eat it or drink it. Both of these methods of administration make smoking the drug unnecessary. However, criticism of medical marijuana has also been raised because, as a natural plant, it cannot be patented and marketed by pharmaceutical companies and is unlikely to win widespread medical acceptance. Moods may also have an effect on how information is processed by influencing the extent to which judges rely on pre existing internal information or focus on new external information. Positive moods promote more holistic and top down processing style, while negative moods recruit more stimulus driven and bottom up processing.